Hey, what's up, guys? It's Nate here. I'm just going to give you all a little update on what I'm working on tonight. I've got all the pieces that I covered last time with epoxy. I've got those done, and I'm not going to lie to you. I made a mistake whenever I was doing it last time. Um, I thought about not even saying anything and just going on with it and continuing with the process of what I was going to do as far as like primer and sand and all that. But so what happened was when you mix 2-part epoxy, you have a resin and you have a hardener. Well, me being an idiot mixed 2 parts of hardener. So oh my gosh. When I came out the next morning, it was like dripping off of everything. And I was like, what is going on? Why is it not getting hard? Why is it not setting? And so I thought about it all day at work, and it was bothering me, eating me alive. So got home at lunch and checked on it. Sure enough, I was right. It wasn't setting. So later on that night, I used about probably 4 or 5 of my rags and just cleaned it all off as good as I could. And I mean, sticky, so sticky, had it all over me, even with wearing gloves. So I got that all cleaned off, and then I mixed up some epoxy the right way this time with 1 part resin, 1 part hardener, and then I covered everything again with a light coat. Well, I say everything. Most of the things look decent. Like, if you can see this, I mean, it covered the lines great. But it also, I don't know if you can see, there are certain spots, it's kind of got little, like where it didn't, I don't know, it just settled on there really weird. It's not smooth like the other piece that I showed you all in the first video. Let me see if I can find that one. Okay, so see how you can see how smooth that is? I mean, it's like glass on top of there. Well, those other ones that I messed up on aren't that smooth. So I'm just going to, when you just screw up, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it many times, I'm sure, on these videos. But you just work with it. You fix it. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to have to use a little bit more filler primer and sand it down. And I'm going to make everything as smooth as I can get it. So, anyways, let me flip it around here and show you. So I've got, this is a little spot that I was just testing some of that filler primer on it to see how it was going to stick on there and everything. So I got both shins. We've got the biceps and then the shoulder bells and then all that good stuff. All done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spray all of these down with filler primer because there's spots on there that I'm going to have to, like where I had to piece, this is 4 pieces printed and then glued together. There's parts on there where there's seams, and I'm going to have to Bondo some spots. And I can't really see it that well because of that epoxy and because I used white filament. So it's kind of hard to see the little crevices and stuff. So I'm going to hit it with some primer and then just go from there. So I hope you enjoy. I am back, and I let this stuff dry for about I don't know, it's probably been about 5 or 10 minutes. I didn't turn my fan on, so I turned it on about halfway through there. That's probably why you saw me leave for a little bit, but turn my fan on to get some of this overspray out of here. But anyways, I've been letting them dry for 5-10 minutes, and man, I tell you what, I'm really happy with how they're looking. I'll turn it around here. All right, so this one is the one that's really was having me worried, because the chest is something that you see. That's one of the first things you see. I mean, there's still quite a bit of work that I'm going to have to do, sanding and these drips. I have to sand those drips off. But man, especially in that middle little crevice there, where the 4 pieces came together, I kind of dropped quite a bit of that epoxy in there so that it would smooth out. But and that's going to save me a heck of a lot of sanding time. That epoxy resin is pretty awesome. But I'll take you across all these pieces here. And there's one of the shins. See, all these shins are pretty smooth already, but there you can see in the light, if I can get it to show up on there. It's kind of hard to even see. You can see some little waves, and that's because of my screw up. It didn't sit. I guess I don't know what it was doing. It just wasn't reacting the way it should, so it didn't set on there and self-level correctly. But I guess you live and you learn. This piece looks pretty good. You can see the waves right there in it. But that's alright. I'll just hit it with some more coats of this filler primer and sand. There's still some lines that I have to, like those little print lines and stuff, that I need to sand down. The butt looks pretty good. Back plate's nice. Forearms, there's some gunk on there from me wiping it off with a paper towel or something. I'm gonna have to sand the stuff, you know. I mean, I knew I was going to. Okay, this one looks pretty good. Man, I tell you what, Tom's files are fantastic. I mean, there's so much detail in there that you can't get, you know, with the molded plastics or the, I guess you vacuum form plastics. But I mean, don't get me wrong, those are awesome too. There's just so much more detail in these prints. That's why I wasn't too worried about using that epoxy resin. Man, see, this is why I wanted to hit it with that primer, because I can see all these lines now that I'm going to have to Bondo. There's going to be quite a bit of bondoing going on there. But that's alright. The rest of it looks pretty good. Oh, I missed a spot right there. That's alright. I'll hit it in a minute and let it dry overnight. Cod piece, stomach, the shoulder bells look pretty nice. Anyways, that was worked out pretty good. So, and here's this little thermal detonator that goes on the back, the lower back. I don't think I showed y'all last video, but excuse me, this DLT 19 rifle that I'm working on here. Oh. That will be a lot of sanding. So it's just been sitting there because I haven't really been wanting to mess with it. But man, it's cool. And that's whenever you purchase Tom's Files, you get the DLT 19 rifle, you get that little SC14R pistol or blaster that I showed you last time, and then you also get the other rifle that he carries. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but yeah, that's about it. And then I've got these. I also didn't show you all these. The shoes, they're Jared's, Doc Martin Jared boots. And these boots were actually like a glittery I don't even know what the heck it's called. Some kind of weird finish to them. And I sanded them down and waxed them and dyed them. And I did all kinds of stuff to them. I did everything I could think of to them, and to make them look like black leather. And there's also the Death Trooper wears a corset. So I am working on a corset right now. I'm getting better light. It's rubber and then just a cheap corset that I got on eBay. And it just goes around your waist like any other corset. Let me set this down and see if I can show you. Hold on just a sec. I'll try to get it on. Get it over my fat gut real quick. Anyways, it goes on like this. And then it fastens with these little bra clamps here. And then all you see on the sides is this rubber. But anyways, that's just a work in progress right now. Kind of an experiment. I didn't really find a whole lot of information about them online, so just trying to make my own, I guess. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to about wrap it up. Like I said in the last video, I'm just now starting to do this, so I just figured, I searched on YouTube all over the place trying to find videos, people doing Death Trooper costumes, and couldn't really find a whole lot of information, especially 3D printed ones. So I'm just going to take you along, and I'm going to try to video every single thing that I do in here pertaining to the Death Trooper costume. But yeah, if you like the videos and if you want to see more, just subscribe, hit the like button, give me comments, let me know if you want to see something else that I haven't showed, because I could be forgetting something. If you want to ask me questions about my printers, my Sunlu S8s, feel free to ask me questions about that. Anyways, I'm here, so send me a comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.